Ciao ragazzi, Salvo here with a 9 p.m. by Afnan, a fragrance that has gained so much popularity over the past couple of years, and I think that there are a couple of reasons why. First of all, it's because it claims to be the closest dupe to the classic Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Male. Second of all, it's because it promised to deliver the same, if not better, performance than the original one for half the price. Now, when I spray 9 p.m. by Afnan, I'm spraying so much because this is a cheap fragrance. It personally brings me back to the winter of 2005, when in my high school inner circle, everyone, included myself, was wearing Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Male. You get this crisp opening of apple, cinnamon, and lavender, leaving behind this trail of vanilla, tonka bean, amber and patchouli. This is definitely a kind of a fragrance that envelops the wearer and the people close to them with this aura of intensity and warmth. That's what you get when you smell for the first time 9 p.m. by Afnan. And I do believe that clearly resemble the classic Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Male. I would say that this one is similar by 90 to 95%. The only difference is that this one it's really much more synthetic and sweeter, but it definitely got the same vibe for half the price. In fact, you can get the 100 ml bottle for around $30 or 22 to 25 pounds. Now, if we take a look at the composition of the notes of both fragrances, we will notice that they are quite similar. In fact, you will get as a top notes in 9 p.m. apple, cinnamon, wild lavender and bergamot, middle notes of orange blossom and lily of the valley, and base notes of vanilla, tonka bean, amber and patchouli. Whereas in Le Male you will get the top notes of lavender and bergamot, middle notes of cinnamon and orange blossom, and base notes of vanilla, tonka bean and amber. Let me be honest with you guys, as a 35-year-old man, I wouldn't mind wearing this fragrance for a night out or a get-together, but for the aura that the fragrance leaves behind. I really enjoy this mix of vanilla, tonka bean, patchouli and amber once the fragrance is settled down. It gives me this safety and confidence vibe. However, I have to admit that for men my age who have experienced the trends of Le Male in the late 90s, early 2000, wearing a fragrance like this one might seem like lack of a personality, I would say, because men aged 35-40 are expected to choose and wear a more complex and unique fragrance. And speaking of uniqueness, this is the first red flag that I see in 9 p.m. by Afnan. As I said, this is already the closest clone of Le Male by Jean-Paul Gaultier, which makes it not unique, but I also believe that this fragrance can be easily mistaken for another sweet and warm fragrance like 1 Million or Azzaro by Night. However guys, for the price tag and the well-balanced composition, I'd say that it's worth having in your collection. Another red flag for me about 9 p.m. by Afnan are the performance. So guys, I have heard on the internet that the performance of this fragrance depends on the batch that you get. If that is the case, I have been really unlucky with my batch, because once I spread the fragrance, it lasts for 1.5 hours, then it becomes a skin fragrance. About the projection, I have wore this fragrance a couple of days ago for a social occasion and nobody could notice, nobody asked me what I was wearing, nobody was even disgusted about what I was wearing, so no reaction. And when I came back home, my girlfriend couldn't smell on me. She could smell once we were pretty close, but once I got far, she couldn't smell anymore. So for that reason, in my opinion, this fragrance for me and only for me gained a 3 out of 10 longevity and projection. But be aware about what I said, meaning like the batch. If you get the right batch, I think that maybe it's worth the risk. It's just $30 or 22 to 25 pounds. But be careful, because this is not a versatile fragrance. If you get the right batch, it can be really overwhelming, like 1 million. I wouldn't wear on a summer. I wouldn't wear in a small and intimate environment, because this is a fall-winter fragrance that really perform well in crowded space, like a club or a pub or bar on a night out. When we encounter fragrance like this one that are inexpensive and really close to the designer or the niche fragrance, there are really few words to say, guys. I mean, if you like Le Male and you want to be smart and save money, you can definitely go for it. Yes, of course, it has the beige shoe, but I think that it's definitely worth the risk. It's just $30 or 22 pounds. But I guess that you can wait a little bit longer since it's the summer, and this is a fall-winter fragrance. And if you're looking for a summer fragrance, for a cheap summer fragrance, I recommend you to watch my video on the 10 best cheap summer fragrance, where I have packed my decade-long passion for fragrance into 2 minutes video, where I feature all the best cheap summer fragrance. And remember that perfume is an escape, a doorway to another world, a utopia where you can be and feel anything you want.